Welcome, friends. It's Ray. Thank you so much for joining me today. Are you like me and have lots of items in your stash that you just don't use very often? Alcohol inks is one for me that I love them, but I just don't use them enough. So in this video, I am using them. I'm going to do a 2-for-1 design where I make 2 A7 5x7 cards. So here I pulled out my Yupo paper, and this is 5x7 sheets, and some alcohol inks. I may not use all of them, some gloves, then my alcohol blending solution, and then my air blower. And this air blower is from a camera cleaning kit that I know Tim Holtz has come out with one that looks like it might be a little larger. Place my Yupo paper on just an acrylic mat and have added 6 drops of the Purple Twilight and 5 to 6 drops of the Wild Plum. Added some ink blending solution and am using my air blower to spread that ink around. And this card is going to be a part of a hop over on Instagram where we use just one color. I am adding the Wild Plum because I want that combination of purple that I can get by mixing the Purple Twilight with that Wild Plum. And so I will keep working this and using my blower, using more ink to add more color, more definition, and then I will bring in my ink blending solution whenever, and place that down whenever I think my concentration of ink is just too deep. I like to thin that out and blow it and keep working my piece until I get the desired effect. And you can use isopropyl alcohol instead of ink blending solution. Set this aside to dry for a few minutes, but it still appeared as though there was a lot more drying time needed, and I just too impatient. Here I'm blotting off some excess ink with just a paper towel, and I like the texture that paper towel lift is adding to my design. And so here, just on the tacky areas, I am bringing in a gold foil sheet to affix some gold to the panel. The tacky parts of the design will pick up that gold foil. It's a little hard to see on camera, but hopefully you will be able to see it in the finished cards. And here I'm placing my frame die and my oval die on the panel, just picking up as much of the alcohol ink as I can. So I'm taping this with some low-tack mint tape, and then we'll run this through my die cutting machine. So my panel wasn't like 100% dry, so I did get some alcohol ink on the cutting areas of my dies, and I just took some isopropyl alcohol and a wet wipe and just clean those off. And then you might also want to run it through your die cutting machine using scrap paper or just copy paper to just make sure that ink is off.
So I'm placing this into my embossing folder, and I'm also going to place my oval die cut piece in as well, and try and center it. And I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, so we've got the two pieces, and the oval has the same design, and I can see the indentation. You probably can't see it, so that I can line my oval back up. Now, the reason I didn't stick it down first is I think I want to pop it up on some foam tape. Okay, but you can see here I've got some alcohol ink in my embossing folder, and so I'm bringing in my little isopropyl alcohol to clean it. That comes out relatively easy. So, lesson learned, I probably would not do this with an embossing folder that had really intricate design, because it would just be hard to get out.
I'm just taking a used gift card and wrapping my metallic gold thread around 10 times, and then just taking that off and then adding just another piece of that thread to tie that off and make a knot, and then I'm going to snip the ends open. I added foam tape to the back of my oval focal panel, and am going to then add this to my main card panel.
Couple of things. I know that my leaf is going to be off, and I've popped my focal point up on foam tape, so this leaf is gonna rest up higher and won't adhere flat to my panel. So I think what I want to do is I can spend time trying to add some foam tape to it. I don't want to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is just make sure it's strong enough to kind of hang off the edge. So I'm adding a second one to build it up so that it is stronger. And so sitting off the edge, it can basically stand on its own, hang on its own. Yeah.
Here I'm taking a glue dot and we'll just roll it up and place it down below my leaf, add my gold embellishment, and then checking out my sentiment to see how that's going to rest. And then I'm going to put some foam tape on the back of my sentiment and strategically place it so that my sentiment will rest flat, flush with the rest of my leaf and my gold embellishment. And so I'm just going to keep checking that out and adding foam tape as I go so that I get it in the right places.
Okay. And then I am going to use another glue dot. Don't have to roll it this time, but I did fold it. And it is not as dense as my foam tape, which is kind of what I need. Liquid glue would just be just as fine too, but since I had these out, I thought, okay, that's probably gonna do just a little bit better than liquid glue. And again, they're not as dense as the foam tape, but they will affix and adhere to what's beneath them. Okay, I am adding liquid glue just to the top of my foam strips that I partially removed the release paper on, so that I can get this positioned just where I want it before committing it to my panel.
I've cut a piece of acetate to fit around the back of my oval and affixed it with double-sided tape. I bring in my foam tape and cut that in half, and then I will affix it around my oval window to form that part of my shaker card. You can double this up so that you have more density, but I don't want to do that. I like my shaker cards relatively flat, so I am not going to double mine up. Then I add more foam tape to the outer edges of my frame, so that, of course, my shaker window or panel will be level on my card base. I add a little anti-static powder to the window just so that my shaker bits can flow freely. They don't stick.
I'm taking off the release paper from around my oval.
Adding my shaker bits to the center of my panel, bringing in some chunky Moxie chunky glitter, and placing some of that inside the window. I've cut a piece of acetate to fit on top of my shaker window to contain the shaker bits, and just find this easier to work with, so I don't have to, when I place this on the card base, I don't have to worry about my shaker bits. And then I will release the release paper on my double-sided tape and add a little double-sided tape closer to the oval panel, just so that I have more adhesion in that area around my shaker, that second acetate panel that I put over top my shaker. Next, I get my shaker panel affixed to my card base. So let me know in the comments which of the two cards you like best. The shaker card or the, I guess, the leafy card with the oval die cut.
Okay, so let's take a look at both cards I made in today's video. I tried to make a clean and simple card, which is really hard for me to do. Just if you've been following my channel, and you'll know that I just have a hard time making clean and simple cards, but wanted to do it here, and I got 2 for 1. Love the 2 for 1.
As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you liked the video, and if not a subscriber, will subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Until next time, good day, friends.